Hey guys, it's your boy Vox, and welcome to another Master Duel deck profile, and this time it's for the long-awaited Relinquished 2.0. This version of Relinquished is different from the first iteration of the deck that I showed you guys a few weeks ago. This one is using Synchros, and with the addition of Auroradon and Cupid Pitch, it can make so many more synchro plays. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this version. Before I start with the deck profile, as always, timestamps and other information in the description down below. As always, with the hand traps first, we run triple Maxi, triple Ash, and 2 Gold by the Grave. The reason that we added the Ash and the Gold by the Grave in this iteration of Relinquished, it is because we want to resolve our Crystal Haki Firebracks as much as possible, and obviously we want to avoid getting Max C as well. Now for the Relinquished archetype cards that we have into the deck, obviously we run triple Relinquished. Everybody loves Relinquished, let's be real. His effect is, once per turn, target one monster your opponent controls and you equip it to the Relinquished. His restriction is that you can have only one monster equipped at a time. This card's attack and defense becomes equal to that equipped monster. If this card would be destroyed by a battle, destroy that equipped monster instead. While equipped with that monster, any battle damage you take from battles involving this card inflicts equal effect damage to your opponent as well. Basically, there's also one extra effect that you can burn your opponent if they're not careful. It can actually come up sometimes and it can actually win you games. Then we run the in-archetype hand trap for the deck, which is Millenniumized Illusionist. What he does, quick effect, you can discard this card, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, you equip it to a nice restrict fusion monster or relinquished you control, as if it was equipped by that monster's effect, meaning that if your relinquished has a monster equipped already, you will not be able to chain your Millenniumized Illusionist, because as I've said, relinquished has the one restriction of only having one monster equipped at a time. If an Ice Restrict Fusion monster or Relinquished is special summoned, add this card from your graveyard to your hand, and this is not optional, basically meaning that it will not start a chain, and you can only use each effect of Millenniumized Illusionist once per turn. An incredible card, a phenomenal hand trap, and if you actually add this on top of your Millenniumized Restrict, you make an incredible combination of basically stopping your opponent. Then, obviously with the Relinquished, I forgot to mention, we only run 2 Black Illusion Ritual. We do not run 3 because the third copy is 99% of the times a brick, and we want to avoid having bricks into this specific iteration, because in this iteration you want to go into Crystal Haki Firebracks as much as possible, and this deck is actually very consistent into getting into that. And now for the other cards that we run into the deck, either that is the extenders or the other monsters that helps with the strategy. Obviously, as you can see, triple Tour Guides from the Underworld. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 3 Fiend monster from your hand or deck, but you negate its effect, and also it cannot be used as a synchro material. Keep this in mind because this matters, because in this version of the deck, as you can see, we run a lot of synchros. Then we run triple Sangan. What he does, if he is sent from the field to the graveyard in any way, add one monster with 1500 attack or less from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. Basically with Sangan, you can literally search most of your deck. You can search your tour guide, you can search any other hand trap that you would want, whether that is Ash Blossom for your opponent's turn or even Max C, which is quite incredible. Then for the extenders, we run one Crusade Arborea. What she does is you can basically special summon her in a zone that the link monster points to. Basically that is that, and she is also a tuner. The reason that we have Crusade Arborea, and we have triple Sangan as you can see in this version of Relinquished, is because you can basically get with your one Sangan into your Crystal Haki Firebracks. What you would do is, you would normal summon Sangan, then you would link summon you would use him to link summon your Salamangreat Almirage, and then with the effect of Sangan, you would search your Crusade Arborea. Her effect to special summon into the field is actually not an activated effect, it's an inherent summon, so basically that is why you can pretty much search her and also special summon her into the field. It is not an activated effect, so Sangan won't restrict her, so you can basically then go with the Crusade Arborea and the Salamangreat Almirage that you used with your Sangan to go into your Crystal Haki Firebracks. Then for the other extender, we run the Psychic Will Eater. What it does, if you control level 3 monster other than Psychic Will Eater, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Basically an extra extender, it's a level 3 tuner. His second effect is, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can target one monster of the field with less attack than the synchro monster that you use this card as material, and you can destroy it. Basically has an added effect, but most of the times you will just use it because it's an extender. Then for the other extenders that we use for the deck is the Ascendant of Thunder. He's a level 7 that you can basically summon. You can basically special summon him from your hand by paying 3000 life points. And if this special summon card is destroyed by your opponent's card, you basically get 5000 life points back. He's a level 7. With cards like your Emergency Teleport or your other level 3 tuners that you have, you can basically get a free Baron into your field. That's why he's here. But if you do not have him and you don't want to craft him, obviously you can play this deck without. He's not as necessary, but he helps with your end board, with establishing a better end board as much as you can. Then for the one-offs, we run one Despot 001 and the Mecha Phantom Beast Coldwing. The reason we run these two cards is because we play Auroradon into the deck. Basically what you would do is you would special summon Despot 001 when you go into your Haki Fibrax. What Despot 001 does is it basically, if two or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. This is not once per turn, you can basically abuse it as much as you can. It's a level 1 tuner, and as you can understand with Auroradon, you can basically abuse these two cards to go into your synchro plays as much as you can. And Coldwing, the reason that Coldwing is into the deck, it is because if he is special summoned, you can special summon 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens that are level 3 into your field. Basically, you do not want to draw this, because if you do draw this, you will not be able to do the combo with your Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. Obviously, it hurts the deck if you draw this, but obviously you can still make plays without it, but it actually adds into the end board and the plays that we can make in order to reach the end board that we want. And lastly, the small punk engine that we play into the deck, which is triple Xiamin with 1 Foxy Tune and 1 Madame Spider. What Xiamin does is you can pay 600 life points and you can add 1 punk monster from your deck into your hand. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 other punk monster you control and it gains 600 attack, and that is permanent. Basically, the combo with the punk monsters is you would either normal summon your Xiamin or you would special summon her with your Emergency Teleport. You would pay 600, you would search your Foxy Tune. What Foxy Tune does is, once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent monster by battle, you gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. Then, you can tribute 1 pack monster to special summon this card from your hand. We do not care about these two effects, these two first effects. Obviously they can come up, but most likely, and most of the times, you will use her for the third effect, which is you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, so that means you would send your Foxy Tune and 1 other random card that you have into your hand, and you would special summon 1 punk monster from your deck except a level 8 monster. Basically, you discard her and another card from your hand to special summon another 3 punk monster that you have into your deck. And as I've said, the combo would be Xiamin searching Foxy Tune and then discarding Foxy Tune with 1 more card to special summon your Madame Spider. What she does is you can pay 600 life points and you can add 1 punk trap from your deck into your hand. When you activate a punk card or effect that targets a card your opponent controls, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, its attack becomes halved between the end of this turn. The reason that I read the second effect is it can actually come up with a trap that it searches. The trap that Madame Spider searches is Jaruri Punk Dangerous Gabu. What it does, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls and you negate its effect. Basically a searchable targeted negate for monsters. Then, if you control a punk monster, you gain life points equal to the targeted monster's original attack. Obviously, that is an added bonus, but most likely and obviously we want it for the targeted negate for monsters, which is quite incredible. And now that we are done with the monsters, let's go into the spells. We're playing triple Allure of Darkness because we run a lot of dark monsters into the deck and we actually want to draw into our Emergency Teleport or draw into the other key cards that we have into the deck or to the other extenders that we have. Obviously, if you do not like Allure of Darkness, you can go with the Port of Prosperity line, but the problem with the Port of Prosperity build is that because our extra deck, as you can see, is quite filled, so most of the times if you go with Port of Prosperity, you would banish 3 cards to basically reveal 3 and pick 1 of the 3 instead of banishing the 6, because as you can see, the extra deck, you want most of the cards to go into your combo, but I will explain that when we go into the extra deck. Then we play Triple Preparation of Rites. What it does, add one ritual spell from your deck into your hand, and then you add one ritual monster from your deck or your graveyard to your hand, whose name is listed on that ritual spell. Basically a way for you to search your Relinquished and Black Illusion ritual. Then we play 2 Emergency Teleport. I wish this card was just 3. It is a phenomenal card, an incredible card. What it does, special summon a level 3 or lower psychic monster from your hand or deck, but you banish it during the end phase. Basically, this card is responsible for us getting into an incredible end board without even normal summoning. Phenomenal card. Then we run 2 Relinquished Fusion. You basically fusion summon one Ice Restrict Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing materials from your hand, field, and or graveyard. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, equip that target to an Ice Restrict Fusion monster or Relinquished monsters you control as if it was equipped by that monster's effect. Meaning that, again, as I've said, if your Relinquished has a monster equipped already, you will not be able to use Relinquished Fusion to equip another monster, because Relinquished has a restriction that allows him to have only one monster equipped at a time. But our Millennium Eyes Restrict, let's go into our extra deck now, he doesn't have any restrictions about equipped monsters. What he does, once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls or in the graveyard, equip the target to this card you control. This card gains attack and defense equal to that equipped monster. Monsters with that equipped monster's original name cannot attack, and also their effects on the field and their activated effects are negated. Basically, with the way that Relinquished Fusion works, and it's worded because it says as if it was equipped by that monster's effect, if you would use Relinquished Fusion to banish it from the graveyard to equip one target into your Millennium Eyes Restrict, most of the times your opponent will not be able to respond, because Millennium Eyes Restrict says, again, to read the card again for you guys to understand, monsters without equipped monster's original name cannot attack, also their effects on the field and their activated effects are negated. An incredible combination, and you will be able to get this combo quite consistently. It's a phenomenal combo, it's an incredible combo, and most of the times you will be able to get it. Then for our synchros, we play 1 Herald of the Arclight. It's a level 4. What he does, any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. Basically, a macrocosmos for everyone. When a spell, trap, or monster effect, basically an Omni Negate, is activated, you can tribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, you destroy that card. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck into your hand. Most of the times you will also search your Relinquished this way, in case you have a Relinquished Fusion into your hand, so you could also go into your Millennium Eyes Restrict. Then we run Cupid Beats. The reason that this deck works, she is a level 4 tuner, Synchro Tuner. Basically what it does is, if this card is synchro summoned, increase or decrease this card's level by the level the tuner used as material had on the field. Because you would go into your Cupid Beats with your Despot, which is a level 1, you'll have the option of getting Cupid Beats either to level 3 or level 5. What she does is, this card gains attack equal to its level. If this synchro summoned card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the new synchro summoned monster's level, and if you do, you can add one level 8 or lower monster with 600 defense from your deck into your hand. Basically, when she goes to the graveyard because you're synchro summoned, you will have the prompt to search any card that has 600 defense from your deck, which basically is either your Tour Guide, either your Sangan, either your Xiamin. And the reason that you would do that is because in case you did not normal summon, you could basically search another tuner that you could then normal summon and then finish on your end board. Basically, it's an incredible card. Searcher on top of that, quite phenomenal, quite incredible. Then we run 1 Coral Dragon. It is a level 6 Dragon Synchro Tuner. What it does, once per turn, you can discard one card, target one card your opponent controls and you destroy it. Most of the times this won't come up, but obviously it's nice to have. If the synchro summoned card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw one card. Basically, this is the reason why we run this, in order for us to go into our Senshen most of the times, but obviously there could be situations where you could go into something else. Then we run Desert Locusts. This card is so fucking good. What it does, first of all, it is an insect synchro tuner. I mention insect because you will see in a bit why that matters. If this card is synchro summoned, the turn player discards one card. And you will be like, Vox, why the fuck would you add this shit into your deck? Just wait. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per chain, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using this card. Basically, the reason we run Desert Locust into the deck, in situations you would, let's say, you could get hand trapped into your Crystal Haki Firebrax. Whether they ash you, they infinite permanence you, they effect valor you, doesn't matter. Your Crystal Haki Firebrax gets negated. If that happens, you would basically normal summon, if you didn't already, a level 3, for example, and then you would pass your turn. And your opponent's turn, you would activate Crystal Haki Firebrax's second effect, which basically is, during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, quick effect. You can banish this card you control, and you can special summon one tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. Basically, you would quick effect depending on the chain that your opponent plays, because you could use this as an interrupt, but most of the times you would straight up go into your opponent's main phase, you would straight up activate your Crystal Haki Firebrax. What you could do is, you could banish your Crystal Haki Firebrax, you could special summon your Desert Locusts, then his effect would activate, your opponent would have to discard one card from their hand, because that is its effect, and then, the moment that he decides to chain any card, maybe he could try to negate this even, which is a huge bait for this. Then you would activate his second quick effect, which is immediately after this effect resolves, you will synchro summon using this card. And you would ideally use this, you would use your Desert Locust with any other 3 that you have either normal summon or you would have a leftover into your field to go into your Shen-Chen. I love this combo so much, and it's such an incredible thing that you can most of the times get into, because let's be real, if your Crystal Haki Firebrax gets negated, most of the times you would be fucked. But I wanted to add the Desert Locust into the deck in order for you to give you a winning chance, a fighting chance. Then for the only 7 that we have into the deck is Cyber's Quantum Dragon. What he does, while you control a Link monster, monsters your opponent control cannot target cards you control for attacks, and your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects. Basically, as long as he is on the field and you have a Link monster, your opponent will not be able to target anything else for attacks or card effects. Basically, that's why he is here into the deck, to protect your other cards from targeted attacks and negates, or effects basically. And once per turn, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return that opponent's monster to the hand. Also, this card can make a second attack in a row. An incredible card. Basically, the reason that we have him is, as I've said previously, to protect your board. An incredible card. Now for the 8 that we have into the deck, the second 8 that we have is Stardust Dragon. Obviously, if you have Omega, you can add Omega instead, but I basically added Stardust Dragon because I don't have any other 8 options for synchros that I could add. That is also good. What he does, when a card or effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn and was not negated, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Basically, you can recur him multiple times. Again, as I've said, if I had Omega, I would honestly add Omega into the deck, but because I did not, the second best option was Stardust Dragon for me, let's be real. Now, for the second level 8 that we have into the deck is Borlot Savage Dragon. What he does, if this card is synchro summoned, you can equip one Link monster from your graveyard to this card, and if you do, place Boron counters to this card equal to that Link's monster's Link rating. Basically, you would equip your Crystal Haki Firebrax most of the times into your Borlot Savage Dragon. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monster equipped to it by its effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can remove one Borer Culture from this card and you negate the activation. It is not destroy, it just negates. It is a non-negate though, so it is quite incredible, he's quite strong, and that's why we added him into the deck. Now for the one of the 9s that we run into the deck, and the only 9 that we run into the deck, is Virtual Wall QB Sensen. What she does, any card sent on the field to the graveyard is banished instead. You can only use its effect once per turn. Once your monster declares an attack, you can return one of your banished monsters to the owner's graveyard, so that it works for your opponent as well, but let's be real, most of the times you wouldn't do that. During your main phase, except this turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other to special summon her back from the graveyard. An incredible card, you will be able to recur her multiple times into the field. Then for the only 10 that you use is Baron de Flor. Once per turn, you can target one card on the field and you destroy it. Once while face up on the field, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, you destroy that card. You can only use the previous effect of Baron the Floor once per turn, and once per turn, during the standby phase, you can target one level 9 or lower monster in your graveyard, you return this card into your extra deck, and if you do, you special summon that monster. Basically, if you have your Ascendant Thunder into your hand and another 3 tuner in your hand as well, you would activate her effect on your standby phase to special summon anything else that you could have into your extra deck if you already used her negate, Baron's negate, and then you would go into Baron again to have her negate available. Then for the only Xyz option that we have into the deck is number 3, Kikara King. What he requires is 2 level 3s, and what he does is, if the battle position of this card is changed, you can special summon one insect monster from your hand or graveyard in the fetch position. Basically, the targets that you have, funnily enough, is either your Max C or your Desert Locust, if you already used it and it's on the graveyard. So it can actually come up in situations where you can use either Max C or your Desert Locust to go more into your single plays. Then, his second effect is, when a monster on the field activates its effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target that monster and you negate its effects. Then you can make one insect monster on the field either gain 500 defense or change its battle position. You can only use its effect once per turn. Basically, as you saw, the second effect is you can either make one insect monster on the field, basically Kikara King, either gain 500 defense, or you can change its battle position. And as you saw with the first effect, if the battle position of this card is changed, you can special summon one insect monster from your hand or graveyard. So you can basically abuse him to special summon either your Maxi, that is most of the times useless if you have a second one, for example, and you don't have an option for it to use it properly, or you could special summon again your Desert Locust from your graveyard to go more into your synchro plays. Also, something else before I forget, his negate that he has, it's permanent. It doesn't last for one turn, it's actually permanent, and you will see in the replay that I have for this deck profile that my opponent actually didn't know that, and he actually got baited by it. And then for the links, one Salamangreat Almirage. As I've said, the only reason that we run this is in order for us, if we don't have any other plays available, we would normal summon our Sangan, we would link summon into our Salamangreat Almirage, and then Sangan would search us Crusade Arborea, and then you would be able to special summon Crusade Arborea into the arrow that Salamangreat Almirage points to, and then you would use these two, because let's not forget, Arborea is a tuner, right? And you would go with Arborea and Salamangreat Almirage into your Crystal Hockey Firebrax. What he does, in case you do not know, but let's be real, most of the people know what he does, he requires 2 monsters including a tuner. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon a level 3 or lower tuner from your hand or deck in the fetch position, but cannot activate its effect during this turn. And during your opponent's main phase, or battle phase, quick effect, banish this card for your control, special summon one tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. Basically, as I've explained earlier, this is one of the ways that you can get your Desert Locust into your opponent's turn in case your Crystal Hockey Firebrax gets negated. And if you forgot, I mentioned this earlier, the target that we will be special summoning 99.99% of the times with Crystal Hockey Firebrax would be our Despot 001. And lastly, for our extra deck, we're playing one Mecha Phantom Beast, Auroradon. Everybody knows how incredibly powerful this card is in combination with Crystal Hockey Firebrax. If you do not know this already, this is one of the reasons why this deck can get into the next level in compared to the previous iteration of Relinquished that I showed you guys a few weeks ago in the deck profile. What he does, if this card is link summoned, you can activate this effect. You will special summon 3 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens that are level 3. Also, you cannot link summon for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, you can tribute up to 3 monsters, and then apply one of these effects based on the number tributed. So if you choose to tribute 1 monster, you can destroy 1 card of the field. If you tribute 2 monsters, which is the effect that you will activate most of the times, if not all the times, you could tribute 2 of your tokens, and you would then special summon 1 Mecha Phantom Beast monster from your deck. Basically, what you would do is, when you would special summon 3 of your tokens, when Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon is link summoned, you would tribute 2 of your tokens to special summon your Coldwing into the field. And then when Coldwing is special summoned, he would special summon another 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens into the field. And when that happens, previously with Auroradon as well, and with Coldwing, you will have your Despot being revived from the graveyard, which is basically the reason why we can go into so many synchro plays, as you guys saw in the extra deck. So this was basically for the deck profile. Before I go and show you guys some replays, I actually wanted to integrate into this video some combos for you guys, so you can basically grasp and have an idea on how this deck actually works and functions. So let's go ahead and show you guys some combos. For the first combos, you guys can see you have an incredible hand. First, we will start with Preparation of Rites, always in case they have an Ash. We're going to get our Black Illusion Ritual and our Relinquished into the hand. Then we're going to activate Emergency Teleport to special summon one Xiamin from the deck into the field. We will activate her effect to search our Foxy Tune. Then we will activate Foxy Tune's second effect, not the first one, the second. We will send Foxy Tune into the graveyard and also our Black Illusion Ritual to special summon Madame Spider into the field. We haven't normal summoned yet, so keep this in mind. We're going to activate Madame Spider's effect. We're going to search Dangerous Gabu, which is basically the targeted negate for monsters. And then we're going to link summon into our Crystal Hockey Firebrax using our two monsters. Crystal Hockey Firebrax is on the field. We're going to activate his effect to get Deskbot 001 special summoned from the deck. Then we're going to go into our Mecha Phantom Rodon. Now Mecha Phantom Rodon will special summon 3 tokens. And now you'll have the prompt of Despot 001 being able to be special summoned from the graveyard into the field. Basically, as you guys can see, you have some options you can make, but most of the times you will go with Cupid Pitch. You would use your Despot and one of the tokens, go into the Cupid Pitch, and then you will activate her effect. This time will actually increase her level. We'll get her to level 5. Then we're going to activate the second effect of Rodon to destroy 2 of our tokens, to special summon Coldwing from the deck, and then Coldwing's effect will activate to special summon the 2 Mecha Phantom Beast tokens. And also now Deskbot 001 will prompt from the graveyard to be special summoned. And now we have some options that we can make. First, we're going to go into our Borload Savage using our Cupid Pitch and one of the tokens. Borload Savage Dragon is on the field. Cupid Pitch, Chainlink 1, and then Borload Savage Chainlink 2. We're going to equip our Crystal Hockey Firebrax to our Borload Savage Dragon. We have 2 negates. And then Cupid Pitch will also search us any other card that we would want. Basically, because we have the extra Psychic Willader for an extender, we could basically search for another Xiamin to finish our synchro summons, to our synchro plays, or go for any other of the 3s. In this case, I guess we will get the Xiamin and see how we end on our Earth board. Now for the options that we have here, as you can see, we can go first into our Herald of the Arclight, but most of the times I actually want to finish with him. So what I will do is, let's think, I will special summon Psychic Willader first, and then go into a Baron with him and the Coldwing, that is a level 7. Now we have Baron into the field. We're not going to activate his effect. And now, as you guys can see, we have the option again. At this point, what we can do is either finish or on a 6, but I would actually want to end on the Quantum Dragon, as you will see now, is I'm going to normal summon Sangan. We're going to go into our Cyber's Quantum Dragon. And now, because Mecha Phantom Beast Rodon is on the field, our opponent cannot target anything else into our field for attacks and effects except Quantum Dragon. Sangan will search us. In this case, we can actually either search Ash Blossom for interruption, or, let's be real, we're going to search Maxi. And now we have Xiamin for follow-up, and we also have the targeted negate. In our board, as you saw now, we have 3 interruptions. We could have ended with 4, as you guys saw, that we have basically have ended with Herald of the Arclight, and then instead of picking the Sangan, we could have picked Tour Guide of the Underworld, and then we would normal summon Tour Guide would special summon another 3, and then you could finish on 5 interruptions with having a Kikana King of the field as well. Basically, I wanted to show you guys this combo specifically with Cyber Quantum Dragon on the field as well. Let's show you guys the second combo now. For the second combo, as you guys can see, we actually drew insane. We drew 2 Emergency Teleport. So let's go. I'm gonna activate the Emergency Teleport. We're not risking with a Lord of Darkness. I'm not gonna risk it. Fuck it. So we're gonna special summon Xiamin. We're gonna activate Xiamin's effect to search for the Foxy Tune. We're going to activate Foxy Tune's effect to discard her, and in this situation I will actually discard the Allure of Darkness, funnily enough, because we drew our Emergency Teleports. And we're going to special summon Madame Spider. Madame Spider's effect will activate to search us the Dangerous Kabu, the targeted negate. I'm gonna go into our Crystal Haki Fibrax. Crystal Haki Fibrax will search our Despot 001 and special summon into the field. We're gonna go into our Aurodon immediately. As you guys can see, this is basically the idea of how the deck functions. You wanna go into your Aurodon and then make your plays. If you get interrupted at a Aurodon, if they Nibiru you here, for example, you're basically fucked. But if you manage to get your plays with your Aurodon, then you can set up an incredible board every single time. Then Despot 001 will special summon from the graveyard, because we had two machine monsters being special summoned at the same time. Now we're gonna go into our Cupid Pit again. Cupid Pit's level is going to be increased again, so we're gonna make her level 5. Now we're gonna activate Mecha Phantom Beast's second effect to destroy 2 of our tokens. You do not want to destroy your Aurodon because you will not have space into your field, so always you want to destroy your tokens. Special summon the Colt from the deck. Colt's effect activates to special summon 2 tokens. And then Despot 001 will prompt to activate. Obviously we will activate it to get him into the field. Now we have options, as you guys can see again. Obviously we're gonna go with a Borreload Savage Dragon first. Borreload Savage Dragon hits the field. And now, obviously Chainlink 1 Cupid Pitch, Chainlink 2 Borreload Savage. We're gonna equip Crystal Haki Fibrax to Borreload. Then we're going to search our tour guide from the underworld. Now we're going to, as you guys can see, we have options that we can make. We could go again into another Baronne. And actually I will do this, yes. Let's do this again. We will use the Emergency Teleport to special summon the other Xiamin that we have from the deck. We're gonna go into our Baronne using the Xiamin and the Mecha Phantom Beast Goldwing. Then we're going to use the Despot and the level 3 token that we have to make a Herald. And all of this without normal summoning. And now we're going to normal summon our tour guide. Tour guide is going to special summon Sangan. And then we're going to Xyz summon using Sangan and tour guide into making our number 3 Kikada King. And with this board, as you guys can see, we have 2 Omni Negates, 3 Omni Negates, 1 targeted negate with Kikada King, another targeted negate with our Dangerous Gabu, and obviously at this hand, as you can see, we also have Cold by the Grave and Max C. So we have a board with basically 5 interruptions. That is quite incredible. So let's go and show you guys now the replays. For the first replay, we're playing against Despia, and we are playing second. He's going to activate his Patchwork to search his Polymerization and his Egypt Chain. It is basically the standard that they do. Then they're going to activate the Lord of Darkness, going to banish the Egypt Chain, activate Fusion Destiny. I guess they bricked. Going to the Dangerous, so he plays the Deniers and the Malicious into his deck. He's going to search with Tragedy his Aluber. He's going to normal summon Aluber to search his Branded Opening. He's going to activate his Denier to special summon to the field. And then he's going to activate his Despia Theater of the Branded to go into his Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. Activate Branded Opening to discard his Poly to search from the Damaturge. He's going to set one and he's going to pass. And then into our turn, we're going to draw into Relinquished. We're going to Allure of Darkness first to check for the Ash. He's going to Ash us, that is incredible. We do not might one bit. We're going to actually chain Relinquished Fusion into his Ash. He's going to chain Branded Opening. We do not might one bit. Targeting his Thespian Tragedy. Then the chain will resolve. He will special summon a Masquerade of the Blazing Dragon into the field. In attack position. Then our Relinquished Fusion, we're going to banish our Relinquished and our Tour Guide to go into our Millenniumize Restrict. And then his Dramaturge of Despia, his Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 is his Tragedy, to search and then to special summon. Tragedy will search him another Eluber for follow-up, and then Dramaturge of Despia will be special summon into the field. I'm gonna chain Relinquished Fusion from the graveyard to banish it, to target the Dramaturge, to equip it to my Millenniumize Restrict. Then I'm gonna normal summon Xiamin. I'm gonna search Madame Spider. I'm gonna special summon the Ascendant of Thunder to go instantly into my Baron. Then I'm gonna target to destroy his Despia Theater. And then on attack declaration, he chains DBE, which was a grave mistake. I'm gonna chain Millenniumize Restrict to equip his DBE into my Millenniumize Restrict. I'm gonna equip him, get his attack, negate his effect, destroy his Masquerade, and then he scoops. As you guys can see, that is one of the ways that you can win games with your Millenniumize Restrict, because he is that powerful. Let's show you guys the second replay. For the second replay, we're playing second, and we have a pretty good hand. We're going to activate Preparation of Rites. We're going to search our Black Illusion Ritual and our Relinquished into our hand. I'm going to normal summon Ash and special summon Psychic Wielder to go into our Crystal Haki Fibrax. Then Crystone effect would activate, as you saw from the tutorial. We'll get Dexpot 001, then go into our Aurora Dawn. At this point, our opponent did not interrupt us, so we're fine. We're going to special summon the 3 tokens. Despot 001 will get from the graveyard back into the field. We'll go into our Cupid Pitch now. We're going to Synchro Summon into our Cupid Pitch. We'll activate her effect to decrease 1 level. Then we're going to use Mecha Phantom Beast's effect to basically tribute the 2 tokens to special summon the Coldwing. Then Coldwing's effect will activate, special summoning his 2 other tokens. Basically, as you can get the idea, special summoning the tokens enables us to work and get into our synchro plays. We're going to use the 3 and the 1 Despot to go into our Arclight. Then we're going to use Coldwing and the 3 tuner that we had with Cupid Pitch that we made her 3 instead of 5 to go into our Baron. We're going to search Xiamin for follow-up, and we're going to end our turn with 2 negations. And as you guys will see, our opponent just sets 3, and he's actually playing stun. So we drew into Cold by the Grave, so we have protection for negates. He will try to Dogmatic Punishment, targeting our Herald of the Arclight. I'm going to chain Baron. He's going to chain his compulsory revocation device. We're going to chain our Herald to negate. He basically got our negates, but at this point, he is done. Let's be real. Both of his trap cards will be negated. Herald of the Arclight's effect will activate to search us the other Relinquished. Zemin's effect will activate to search us Foxytune. We're gonna activate Foxytune to discard here with 1 Relinquished to search the Madame Spider. Then we're gonna search the Dangerous Gabu with activating Madame Spider. And then we're gonna use Madame Spider with 1 token to go to our Coral Dragon. We're gonna activate Baron de Floor to destroy his monster, and he scoops. He didn't allow us to go more into our plays, unfortunately, but as you guys can see, we have many plays that we can make every single time. Let's show you guys the third replay. And for the third and final replay for this video, we're playing against Exosisters, and we're also playing second. He's going to set 4 and pass. We have a really good hand. We're going to draw into our second Millenniumize Illusionist. We're going to Allure of Darkness first to check for hand traps. He doesn't negate. We're going to basically banish our Millenniumize Illusionist for cost for Allure of Darkness. We're going to activate Preparation of Rites to search Relinquished and the Black Illusion Ritual. Then we're going to immediately activate Emergence Teleport, get Xiamin into the field, activate her effect to search Foxytune. You get the idea. Then discard Foxytune with 1 of the Relinquished to special summon Madame Spider. Madame Spider will search us Dangerous Gabu for the negate. Then we're going to go into our Crystal Haki Fibrax. Crystal Haki Fibrax will grab us Despot 01 from the deck, but he negates with Infinite Permanence. Unfortunately for us, this is the misplay that I'm about to make. You will see, guys. I will normal summon Sangan, and I will actually play Black Illusion Ritual into the Infinite Permanence line. That was a huge misplay, obviously, for my part. But I wanted to show you guys that everyone can make misplays, obviously. I'm gonna just go into battle phase, attack him, and basically end my turn here with setting the Dangerous Gabu for targeted interruption. My opponent will chain his Exosister Vadis. Basically what he does, he can special summon 1 card from the deck into the field, right? And I'm gonna chain my Crystal Haki Fibrax, right? And also I'm gonna chain Maxi as well for Chainlink 3. He's going to chain cross out to negate my max C. The chain will resolve. Crystal Hacker Firebrax will special summon Desert Locust into the field. He's going to special summon his Arena Sophia. Then Desert Locust effect activates, and funnily enough, he chains his Infinite Permanence, obviously because he wanted to negate my Dangerous Gabu. And what I will do is chain Desert Locust effect, his second quick effect, which what it does, you can immediately after this effect resolves, which is your opponent or the turn player discards one card, immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon using this card. So basically, he was going to miss his target with Infinite Permanence, because Desert Locust will go into one of our synchros. Then, we're going to use Desert Locust and Sangan to go into our Senshin. And Infinite Permanence lost its target. So, Dangerous Gabu is also live. And now, we're going to use Sangan's effect to search an Ash Blossom. He's going to activate his Sophia to draw, and that was my misplay again. I should not have activated my targeted negate, but as you guys can see, the misplay that I make, I choose to basically negate her draw, which again was a misplay in my opinion. Then he's going to activate his Arene, he's going to show his Alice, send it back into the deck to draw and gain 800 life points, and he's going to go into his Michaelis. He's going to activate her effect to add one spell or trap Exosister card from his deck into his hand. He's going to basically search his Armament, and he's going to activate her effect to banish my Senshin, unfortunately for us. But as you guys saw, that's what happens when you misplay. Sometimes this can happen. We drew into our tour guide. We're gonna go into our tour guide. He's going to activate his Armament, targeting his Michaelis. He's gonna go into his Exosister Gibrin. What she does is basically, if I recall, she cannot be destroyed by activated effects or monsters, special summons from the graveyard, and she also has a quick effect where she can negate effects of one monster that you control, targets to negate. Pretty good, obviously. True Guide will get our Phantom King Hydrite, and then we're going to go into our Kikara King in defensive position and actually end our turn. Our opponent will activate his Exosister Carpet Divan. I'm going to target to negate his Gibrin on Chainlink 2, which is a permanent negate for Kikara King. And I'm going to add 500 defense points into his defense. He's going to basically strike into our Kikara King and go into his Zeus. And that was the misplay that he made. He did not activate Zeus at that point, and you will guys see why. I'm going to draw into our Crusader Arborea. Another misplay from me, I should not have attacked and basically gave him the free material for Zeus. But I'm going to end my turn again. We're basically at turn 7, as you can see, guys. He's going to normal summon his Ash. He's going to crash his Ash into my Arborea to basically get another material for Zeus. And now look at his disappointment. He's going to chain Zeus, and I'm going to chain my Kikara King to permanently negate his Zeus. And obviously I'm going to choose to add 500 defense points into my Kikara King. He will crash into my Crusader Arborea and destroying her, dealing me some damage. And then on turn 8, I'm going to draw my Psychic Wielder. I'm going to just set my Blenomized Illusionist. He will try to use his Zeus and he will get negated because he did not read Kikara King. His negate is permanent. He's going to go into our battle phase, destroy the Illusionist that I set. He's going to set one and pass. I'm going to draw my Tour Guide. I'm going to normal summon Tour Guide. He's going to Call by the Grave, my other Tour Guide that I had in my graveyard. Good for him. But unfortunately, for him, that is, we have our Psychic Wielder into the hand. We're going to special summon him. We're going to go into our Coral Dragon, activate his effects to target his Zeus to destroy. Then I'm going to change my Kikara King into attack position. And as you can see, I special summoned my Maxi, which is a level 2. Before I attacked him, I could even go into a Borlot Savage Dragon in case he had something else into his hand. Obviously, as you can see, he didn't, so I'm just going to choose to straight up attack him and finish him right there on the spot. As you guys can see, this Turk, in my opinion, is very powerful. It has a lot of interruptions that he can make, whether that is going first or second. Obviously, you want to go first most of the times, but I wanted to show you guys this version specifically because the first version of Relinquished that I showed likes to go second because it wants to interrupt the opponent's monsters that they have onto the field, whether that is with Kaijus or Super Poly. But with this version, we do not care most of the times, as long as we can go first. But even if we do not, we can still go into our synchro monsters from the extra deck, depending on what hand we have, and then go from there. So that was it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Again, if you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.